31 mermaids is a lot of mermaids. But we've got to do it. Let's see how many mermaids it will take until I'm bored. Number 15. Oh, it's peach. I think we're gonna lean into the color with a lovely frame, keep it nice and simple, make it look almost like a pattern. That's right, we're about to draw lots of mermaids. We've already made a ton of pages that will be going in the coloring book. Any of the portraits that you see that are close up, I've scanned the sketch and I'm gonna be drawing over it on the computer, adding in some extra details, removing the mermaid tail, adding an interesting background, changing it up, and making those for the coloring book. But this is Mermay. This is technically a mermaid art challenge, so we've got a ton of mermaids to draw. The prompt is peach. Funnily enough, I don't have a single alcohol marker in the shade peach, so we're using apricot and quince, I believe it's called. Keeping it nice and simple, a cute little mermaid in a frame. Pieces like this really are needed. If you're gonna finish a month-long art challenge, you have to be kind to yourself and you have to have simple pieces that are quick to do. Number 16, beach golf? What? I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what that is and I still don't know what that is. An actual thing that I'm missing here, I googled it. It didn't really seem like it was much of a thing. So I don't know what this is, but I'm picking out a dark color palette with a quirky style, kind of like ripped jeans, kind of beachwear, combining both, I don't know. And whilst this is Mermaid, this is a mermaid art challenge, I think if you wanted to use the prompts, you absolutely could. There are so many perks to completing art challenges. I actually made a video on this before, which I'll leave below if you've not seen it. It's a really good way to find your creativity, and I think the prompts for this challenge, they are quite restricting, which can be good in a lot of ways. I've done Peachtober a couple of times now, and I think those are the loosest prompts. Those are the most vague prompts of all the art challenges that I've done. A lot of them have double meanings, and I think that is how Fairy Little Peach chooses them. I believe she said that before. They're vague so that you can create what you like, really. I think the most interesting prompts I've ever used were actually for March of Robots, and you wouldn't have to draw robots. So have a look at the prompts for different art challenges and just pick one that you like. Some are more vague, some are detailed. Choose what you like and have fun. Well, moving on to number 17. Oh, eccentric. I like that. There's a lot we could do with that. So I think we're gonna have fun. Reaching for the acrylic markers because we're creating something quirky. I wanted to create a mermaid inspired by cherries. Don't know why. I popped it down in the notes section on my phone months ago, and that's what I wanted to do. So we're combining that look with, I guess it's kind of like country club attire. There's so many different ways to view eccentric, and the way that I wanted to approach it was quirky. A very quirky, cutesy look with that theming that I wanted. And honestly, I think it turned out pretty cute. Whenever I draw mermaids like this though, I do completely forget that the background exists. There's a few reasons for this. Like, firstly, your focus is on the mermaid, that is the sketch. And secondly, if I add a background, it will double the amount of time that we're working on this for. Like how with the 100 heads challenge, it didn't really add clothes or hair. The focus is the mermaid, and backgrounds aren't really much of a thing. We're just working with an idea, and if we like it, I could always recreate it later on. Prompt 18 is abracadabra. There's a lot of different routes for this one, but I'm thinking the magician route. Bright colors, funky styles. There's a lot we can do with that. We've drawn some mermaids. Now we need to create a coloring page using alcohol markers. This is the sketch. This sketch has been scanned, and I actually did the sketch in the creating a coloring book video. I filmed it for that one, which will be coming out when the entire thing is completed. It's a vlog that will be showing the whole process. Obviously for that I will need to add a background, but we're just using the prompts to come up with ideas, and then on the computer I can change them up, I can make them more interesting, I can change the angle. We're making people, we're making characters right now. None of the characters are named, they're not OCs. The coloring book is geared towards beginners. You get a portrait, there's enough detail there that you can color it. You know where the highlights are because you can see the little circles that I leave. believe. But you can also completely make it your own and you can turn it into an OC. I did want to make sure that it included braids because braids are kind of an annoying thing to draw. And unfortunately, because I used alcohol markers, I did the entire sketch below. I was really happy with those braids and then I had to go over all of them again in the blue and it just did not work as well this time. But I want to make sure that the coloring book includes things that are really awkward. Braids, chainmail, patterns, any of those details that you don't really want to draw or they take a long while, they are already going to be down to make the process fun and enjoyable and to make it so you can draw something that you wouldn't really want to otherwise. It's easy and fun. And I think this is the best way to make dynamic characters because look how quirky this person is and you can really make it your own. My intention wasn't to add a tail, as you'll see when I colour the entire background in, but I kind of realised that we are creating mermaids. I've posted all of these up on my Instagram and I looked through the hashtag and realised that everyone else is doing mermaids. So we need to turn it into a mermaid. We need to add a tail, even though it won't be lasting. And it does look a bit silly, but I haven't done this for all of them. The very first prompt in the very first episode, I completely forgot it needed to be a mermaid. I 100% forgot, and there are no signs of it being a mermaid. But anyway, this is a little magician. I like them. I can't wait to line them. And I am now super excited for the book. And I love having this break in between doing mermaids. I love portraits. That's what I find fun. Prompt number 19. Bioluminescent. Ooh, I wonder if we could use neons. Okay, when I said neons, I guess I wasn't quite thinking. I don't have any neon colours. The closest I have is Opera Rose, the pink watercolor. I don't have yellow or green or blue. I guess there are highlighters. That's the closest that I have. So I don't know why I said that, but we're reaching for alcohol markers that are the closest to that. And this is a horror themed mermaid. We finally get to create a little scary mermaid. I did this a couple of times last time in the challenge. If you want to see that, the entire playlist is down below. It's in a similar format to this one. And so we're creating a little scary mermaid. And I'm not at the stage yet where I'm getting bored of drawing mermaids. Honestly, I think these might be the most creative ones yet. The idea is that this mermaid is kind of like the night sky with the waves on top and that's what's glowing. I don't know if that comes across. The way that the tail splits off is crazy. I just came up with that idea. I don't know if I've seen anyone else do that. It's a very odd style. And we're reaching for those colour pencils just to add a little bit more definition. Yes, I'm watching Your Home Girl. I find her videos so relaxing. Even though I don't sew or change up any clothes. There's so many different ways to be creative though. And I do love watching art YouTubers of all kinds. So the last thing that we need is the white gel pen. And in my opinion, this is the ultimate hack for adding sea foam. Like, look how easy it is. I've talked about this multiple times on the channel. If you're going to a beach or if you're drawing a beach, this is literally the easiest way. It's amazing when you're plein air painting because you're not gonna have white gouache, most likely. Like, I don't bring it. I bring one gel pen and it is so easy. But I might have gone a little bit overboard. Ooh, prompt number 20. It's clown. So we've got a magician and a clown. I'm looking forward to this one. I am loving these alcohol markers, so we're gonna stick with them. For this sketch, a very simple color palette, some reds, a blue, that's it. That's literally it. Because we are drawing a clown. And this is gonna be in the coloring book. But whilst it is a clown, it's not spooky or scary. It's mostly just using the makeup and creating a really interesting looking face. I think the hardest point was trying to get the face to look kind of like a face because it should be pretty pale because generally that is clown makeup, but pale is in literally white. Like there's white face paint all over. Still, I think this might be one of my favorites even though it doesn't look at all like a mermaid. I love the look, I love the design, and I think it's gonna be so fun in the coloring book. I'm just so excited about it. And speaking of, I do have a question to ask you. If you were to buy a coloring book and it just so happened to be the same price no matter how many pages you got, which it kind of looks like it's the system on Amazon. I've had a little look and it looks like as long as you go paperback, it doesn't really matter how many pages you add, which is crazy because I'm very efficient and I will always try and save money where I can. So the money saver in me is like, well, let's go huge. Let's make the biggest coloring book. But I think that might be a little bit daunting, so probably shouldn't. But what do you think? It'll be on the right side, like this one, so that nothing bleeds through. Would you like up to 50 designs, up to 100 designs, or even more than that? Let me know down below. That would be a huge help. Moving on to prompt 21, aquarium. If we're gonna complete this challenge, we need some easy ones. So let's see what we can make. We are ending the third week on what I would call a art piece. It's a little bit sad. It's not really a portrait or a mermaid. It's a piece. There's a mermaid trapped in a fish tank, basically. But you gotta bear with me because this is actually one of my favorites. I like it. I think it actually went really well. We're using alcohol markers, a little bit of pencil later on. So I hope you like it too. Oh, and why don't you let me know, out of this week, which one is your favorite? Honestly, I love hearing your thoughts because we really do all have different taste. I mean, nobody can create art that every single person will like because that's just not how art works. But sometimes the ones that I don't think have gone very well, like Owl in Peachtober, you guys have actually really liked. Now I look at that a little bit differently and I try and see the positives in it, and I've started to like it too. So it is really fascinating. We have some fishies as well as the mermaid, and one thing that I've been really doing for this art challenge is trying to stick with limited color palettes. And whilst it probably does make a piece look a little bit more simple, I think it does make it more cohesive. And also, I think it's a really great way to work faster. When I used to bring the entire alcohol marker stand over, don't get me wrong, there is an entire set of color pencils right next to me. But when I brought the alcohol markers over, I would sit there staring at it, trying to decide what colors to use. So just deciding ahead of time, I'm gonna pick these colors. These are the color palette, is a really good way to stop that decision fatigue. And I think this is something I picked up from the Daily Doodle Diary Art Challenge. I'm currently drawing every day. I have been since January 2024. So what's that, like 17 months? Oh, that is crazy. I've been filming the challenge. I've been having a lot of fun with it. So I'm glad that you have too. There will be a new episode coming very soon. That's going to cover March and April. It's coming in a couple of days. But the challenge has really helped me fight any kind of perfectionism and be able to create something and move on, which is perfect for art challenges, and it is necessary if you want to complete them. Well, that was a lot. Thank you for being here. Next time we've got even more prompts to get through. So I hope you'll join me again. Bye-bye.